In further talking about Gestalt theory, I'd like to look at grouping and the 6 modes of grouping. So in human perception, grouping serves to both combine and separate. So as a process of combining, grouping transforms multiple elements into larger entities based on size, shape, color, proximity, and other factors. So for example, we might group 3 blue circles and 3 yellow circles into clusters, as denoted here in this example. Interface designers, for example, use the principle of grouping to color code buttons with related functions, which is similarity, as well as to position related buttons close together, which is proximity. So, as a process of separating, grouping serves to break down large, complex objects into smaller, simpler ones. When we simplify crisscrossing marks into a few overlapping lines or shapes, the mind turns complex sensory input into more manageable objects. In the following illustration, this kind of denotes the 6 modes of grouping. So psychologists have identified various principles of grouping, and 6 common ones are diagrammed here. Designers often manipulate one or more principles of grouping in order to create images or compositions that are clear and focused or unsettling and surprising. So interesting effects emerge when we use our powers of perception to reassemble lines, shapes, or images that have been pulled apart or interrupted. So grouping prompts the observer to build parts into wholes. And designers we're challenged to kind of create a series of diagrams here that use a common language of line, shape, scale, and or color to demonstrate 6 principles of grouping. This will be kind of similar to our Gestalt assignment for modes 5 and 6. So as a starting point here, designers kind of research the range of diagrams that are typically used by psychologists to sort of like demonstrate these principles, such as those that are shown above. Simplicity, where we see 2 circles rather than 3 odd shapes. Similarity, where we see 2 groups based on the size of the elements. Proximity, we see 2 groups that are based on the closeness of the elements. Closure, we close the gap in the shape. Continuity, we see 2 long lines crossing rather than 4 short lines converging. And symmetry, we tend to kind of close symmetrical forms to make a single object. That ends this short lesson on the 6 modes of grouping.